You started by saying, I think children need some respect. They need respect.
Okay.
Not even some. Why? Because I'm not talking about, because in the African context, when they talk about respect, it's usually in the form of God, or for a woman to a husband, or to your parents. But respect to someone's opinion, feelings. So children need to be respected. Why? They have feelings. If they are hurt, they are hurt. And why? Because charity begins at home. So they need to learn even when they are adults. How do you manage anger? They have feelings. That is why even the Bible says, in your correction, fathers, not bring your children to anger.
I appreciate the way our parents raised us. They were tough. Especially mine. Let me talk about mine. My mom was a very tough mother. I appreciate in which way there are things that I see today. I say, if it wasn't of that tough woman, I don't think I would be where I am today. You leave your child and entrust your child to open up to another person. Like she has said, you do not know what they will say to them, and you don't know, some can even take advantage of your children, and can use them sexually and abuse them. And because you say, you go and open to Uncle so-and-so, then Uncle so-and-so come in a way, I'm your father, let me talk to you. But how can someone love your child more than you love your child? How can someone have more time for your children than yourself?
Today we are going to talk about the effective way of communicating to our children. How can we talk to our children and, you know, remain in harmony, remain friends, but again, we remain counselors to them. It's not about spoiling them. We want to remain counselors to them, but in a way that gives them, some respect they deserve. At a certain point in time, probably they deserve some respect. I'm yet to hear from you, fellow mothers. Yes. Good evening, dear viewers. The program tonight on your set, it is Life Connect, and my name is Eva Sewale. Life Connect is a program which we normally enjoy every Tuesday of the week at 9 p.m. immediately after our news bulletin. I just want to encourage you to invite your friend, send him a text, send her a text. If it's your spouse, kindly go and tap him. Encourage him to come and join you. If they are aware, send them a reminder and tell them that this is a program they cannot miss. The program Life Connect, where we look at the various aspects of life. We look at marriages, we look at business, we look at work, we look at child bringing, we look at ministry, and a lot more. Yeah, if you've been following us, I know you have. You can witness that it is all around and it cuts across. And tonight we are here again to share with you a lot more. In the studios, I'm not alone. I'm with my co-panelists, and this is Mami Florence Kaiwa and Mami Cindy. Today I will start with Mami Florence. Mami Florence.
Thank you for that.
I'm starting with you. You say hello to the viewers.
Hello, team Life Connect. It's nice to be back. Yeah. Thank you for following. Thank you for being glued on Life Connect. We want to thank God who has given us the opportunity again. I'm happy to be back. It's nice to see again Eve and Mom. You both look wonderful. I'm happy to be here. It always gives me absolute pleasure to come here and speak to you about life, navigating life together.
Wow.
It's always a blessing. I'm always happy to be here. I hope you're blessed as well. God bless you so much.
Thank you so much, Mama Florence. Yeah, and I'll go straight to Mami Cindy.
Yes, please.
You're most welcome to the show.
Thank you, Eve.
Wow.
Praise the Lord. I'm so grateful to the Holy Spirit that again we're here on Life Connect. Never should I take it for granted. It's a blessing and a great opportunity to speak to you. I pray that you'll be blessed. I pray that you enjoy the show. I always ask you to tell someone to watch with you Yeah, and in this show we also learn a lot as ourselves. So it's a great opportunity of learning what a platform God has given to us to speak to you and also to learn. You all look wonderful. You're welcome. Thank you for coming tonight. And I know that the Lord is going to use us in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, women of God. Tonight, I want us to share on a topic that is very, very, very important. I have come across so many children who have really gone out of their minds, having trouble, challenges with their parents. Yes, I'm his child, but dad cannot talk to me like that. Yes, I'm his child, but mommy should respect me. Today we are going to talk about the effective way of communicating to our children. How can we talk to our children and remain in harmony, remain friends, but again we remain counselors to them. It's not about spoiling them. We want to remain counselors to them, but in a way that gives them some respect they deserve. At a certain point in time, probably they deserve some respect. I'm yet to hear from you, fellow mothers. Yes. Yeah, that's where we are today. How are we looking at how best can we communicate to our children at different stages, of course, because there are times when they are young, we communicate to them differently. When they are teenagers, we communicate to them differently. And even when they are adults, sometimes we forget that our own children also become adults. Yeah, they become adults. You call a whole married man into your house and you pull him around, toss him around in front of his wife, so it is cutting across. That's what we're looking at today. Mami Cindy, you're most welcome. You can take the lead.
Thank you. I think the most challenging thing to a parent is to accept that children grow. Every parent continues to see their children as babies, but I think we should accept that these babies who have been with today, tomorrow they are growing. Or to say that the children I used to have few years ago, today they have grown up people and they are now adults. So I think first thing is we should understand. Once you know that my child has grown, even the way you communicate should also change. There are times when they are still young. I think, the first thing I can say, all children need to be listened to.
Yes.
Give a listening ear as a parent. If a child has come, maybe they are wrong, maybe they are too demanding, maybe they are getting spoiled here and there. But first thing as a parent, before judging, first listen. I laugh sometimes when Miracle comes and, can I tell you something? She wants your attention there and there. She wants to say something. But sometimes as parent, maybe I'm too busy and stuff like that. I have realized that children have feelings. Yes. Because the minute you don't give her attention, she feels it. Mommy, I want to talk to you. See the reaction. Yeah. So it's already a communication to you as a parent that children have feelings. Despite their age, they have feelings. As much as even as grown-up people, we have feelings. So if we have that at the back of our mind, then we are able to first give a child a listening ear. Let me hear what you want to say. Children want someone who can listen to them. So give a listening ear as a parent. Then, before you rush to answer, think through. Why is she or he saying this? Maybe wants an advice. Maybe he's complaining about something. Maybe feels unfairness. Before you rush to anything, first think about it. Why would he say this? The challenge with most of us as African parents, especially African, we never think we are wrong at any point. Actually, to us, it's like a taboo. And why is it like that? It's because the way we are raised also. Yes. From where we are coming from. Remember, you are raised, you have to keep quiet when parents are talking. You don't, it's like the self-esteem was lowered down, it was killed. Yes. So, we were raised in a way that, when you see dad like that, just take off. For us when we were growing up, it was just an eye would communicate. Yes. Maybe you are trying to do this, they just look at you like, you just sort you. I remember my mother, there's a certain when she would look at you. My dear, you sort yourself. With nobody shouting at you, nobody saying what, you just know, I think I'm in the error. If I'm to forget, let me forget. If it means to leave the place, let me go somewhere else. Something is not right. They look alone. So the way we were raised, I appreciate the way our parents raised us. They were tough, especially mine. Let me talk about mine. My mom was a very tough mother. I appreciate in which way there are things that I see today. I say, if it wasn't of that tough woman, I don't think I would be where I am today.
Yes.
But that woman played a very big role. But I look at the other side that, well, the toughness was very tough, but maybe there was supposed to be certain things that would have been loose a little bit.
Yes.
Because when I compare with this generation, where our children are, the children of this generation, they are somehow exposed. They know so much. Remember the schools where they are going to, the teachers they are teaching them, the surroundings, the technology itself. There are things they do that myself, I said, where did you get this? Where did you learn this from? Even the way they are teaching them. For us, we learned letters. Children of nowadays, they are learning sounds in kindergarten. You don't teach A, B, C, D until they are in KG3 or top class. In baby class and middle, they learn sound, and those are jolly phonics, and it helps them to read faster. For us, I remember we learned A, B, C, D, and I remember when I was raising Blessing challenged me at a certain point, said, they don't say like that. This is sound, me, I was saying, this is A. He said, which one is A? This teacher said sound with accent.
With actions,
I had to look for what it means and do a research. Sounds. For me, I was saying S. This is C. They say this is C. No, it's not like that.
I mean, you don't know.
You don't know.
And to them, the teacher is right.
Actually, children know that parents don't know. Teachers know better. That's why it's very difficult to teach your child. So what I'm trying to say, we need to understand that there is a generational gap. We need to understand the generation where we are in. We need to understand where these children are coming from. So that's why it's important. The first point, give a listening ear. Be approachable. We also have a challenge where we have children who have already adults. They are adults. They know so much, even more than us. I'm an adult now. There's so much that I know that my parents might not be knowing. That if I go to talk to my parents, if they remain in that analog, we might clash all the time. Where I'm a parent, you know, this mindset, I'm a parent, I say this and it's fine now. I think it's wrong. Let's give a listening ear to a child, whether they're adults, whether they are young.
Wow. Mami Florence, children of this generation, we want to bring them up.
Good work. Yeah, I think
they give you enough work to raise them up.
Yeah, when Mami was talking about generation, I mean technology, I was thinking about my own children. I was thinking I was the IT guru in the house. Like, guys, I know this, I can go on the internet, you know, but my sons have shown me, like, there are things I don't know at all. Yeah, so I think that it's good to know that we are living in a different world now and accept it. And like Lady Bishop Funke says usually, learn, relearn, and learn. I like that phrase because I love being a student. I like to learn new things. And so I think it's very important for parents who are watching us. You started by saying, I think children need some respect. They need respect.
Okay.
Not even some. Why? Because I'm not talking about, because in the African context, when they talk about respect, it's usually in the form of God or for a woman to a husband or to your parents. But respect to someone's opinion, feelings. And I think that why sometimes we have angry adults, angry children, angry community members, it's because they didn't get opportunity to express that anger. Why? You grow up feeling like you don't even know who you are. You know? When you want to voice your something, like Mami was just saying, and I was identifying with that. When visitors come, get out.
So if you want to say something, Mami,
you cannot stand around. Yeah, when my aunties came, my dad says, you can't stand around them. How? Why are you standing? You want to hear what we are saying? You understand? It was a different game. Like, you can't be near, serve and go. When they call you, you come. Sometimes you just want to be the auntie. They said maybe she looks like you, I mean, you look like her, whatever. You want to bond and, you know, please go away. So children need to be respected. Why? They have feelings. If they are hurt, they are hurt. And why? Because charity begins at home. So they need to learn even when they are adults. How do you manage anger? They have feelings. That is why even the Bible says, in your correction, fathers, not bring your children to anger. So it is important that sometimes, when mom was giving her example that when she was with her parents, her mom, yes, she was strong and tough. It reminds me of my dad. He was very, I mean, really, everywhere I went, I felt like dad was watching me. I just felt like his eyes on me every time. But feeling like could have been soft at a certain part. Why? That's what children need. That you're caning me for what? Why am I being caned?
Exactly.
What is the purpose? Not to prove a point. Let me show you I'm a parent. I'm the mother. I'm you. You got to do it. You will not disappoint. You know. So I think at the end of the day, children need to be respected. They have feelings. That's why sometimes you'll find that you have friends and your children would rather talk to your friends.
Yeah, you don't like that.
Because, yes, because why? Because the parent, you have not given that room of being a friend where they can open up. But who knows what this friend is telling them? They could be misleading them. So if you listen to your child, it is a sign of respecting their feelings, their emotions.
And you care.
Yes, and it boosts their esteem.
Yes.
But when you tell a child, what's wrong with you? They grow up like, have you seen children who are fiery? Like, you talk to them, hello, I'm fine. They are hiding. They are not confident, you know. They are not confident. I remember the first time I went to England to do my master's, I came from this background where teacher says something like
that is it.
So as in class and people are just talking. This guy is talking, they're like, but do you remember? I was like, wow, what is this? So I did a presentation and the guy gave me like 50 something. I was like, no. Why 50? I did very good. Like, you are not giving me eye contact. The comments he gave, it showed like it was not much about my content. It's how I was presenting it. It showed like maybe I wasn't attacking, like confident enough. You see?
Actually, what you were saying, you have reminded me our children, friends of our children's friend. How do I say?
Your friends' children.
Our friends' children.
Yes.
Thank you. They live in America, but they brought them here to study here because they felt like they're getting spoiled. They were born that side now, so they have brought them here to study here. So the other day I was talking to their dad. It was like, I asked him, are they not missing America? Do they want to go back? It's like, it's so amazing that I was talking to them. One of them said, you know what, Dad? It's so amazing here. You study and children don't shout to teachers. They listen, they respect elders, they speak so well. So I just remembered when she said that in England, children, people in class, they were just voicing anyhow, and for us, she was surprised. Now these are two worlds differently.
Yes.
But do you know that the same America is in your house through technology? They have not traveled there, but they are already here.
And Mommy, the point I was bringing out, what I learned about that, is that the power of expression.
Yes.
Like what I saw from Europe, or some of those countries, they raise their children to be confident in their opinion. Yes. Like if I have an opinion, I shouldn't shy about it, share it.
Exactly.
But here, we are raised to be silenced, you see? So if you're silent,
I remember somebody made a comment about somebody, and that person didn't like the way they say about her child, because the child was so confident, said something, so there's a relative. So at the end of the day, the lady told me, but how can she talk like this about my daughter? I'm not happy about it. Then I was like, what is it? Say, your child is very stubborn. And for me, every word I take it very serious. My child is just confident. Actually, the child studied in one of the big international schools. Yeah. So the girl is so confident, outspoken, very young. But to be amazed, you can have a conversation and you think you're talking to an adult. The girl is so amazing. So this other person is seeing this child for the first time, was like, your child is so stubborn, how can she? And this one really was so offended. So because it's me what brought this person, she could not tell her the African part of being, you have to So she explained it to me that I didn't like the way she talked about my child. My child is not stubborn. My child is just confident. So in Africa, it's interpreted as stubbornness.
Yes.
In first world countries, that's been confident. And as we are doing it in a way that we are killing our own children and we are silencing, which is not a good thing. The other thing you talked about, children, I don't like that part where children are open to a stranger, to your friends, and they don't open to me. I found it a very big challenge. As a parent, create a conducive environment that children are able to talk to you. Most of us, we don't have that example because of where we are coming from. We are copying example which does not work in this generation. Because you leave your child and entrust your child to open up to another person. Like she has said, you do not know what they will say to them. And you don't know, some can even take advantage of your children.
Of course.
And can use them sexually and abuse them. And because you say, you go and open to Uncle so-and-so, then Uncle so-and-so come in a way, I'm your father, let me talk to you. But how can someone love your child more than you love your child? How can someone have more time for your children than yourself? It's an old way of doing things. Maybe that time it worked. But maybe what you do not know in this generation, it's not working because of so much the exposure. I would say parents at this generation, please befriend your children. If they are wrong, still correct them that there you didn't do it right. But give a listening ear. It will boost their confidence. They will know that you care. They know that you love them. And give an eye contact as you are talking. Let them know that with daddy I can say anything. I can talk to daddy. I can talk to mommy. And mommy listen to me. And mom will tell me, but this is wrong. As you are addressing them, lower your voice. Use a language that they will understand as you are talking to them. You know that, when you are raising children, you are able to know that this one is sensitive, this one overreacts, this one is shy, this one is... Handle them
different. They are different individuals.
Handle them individual. Don't handle them, your brother did this, and you silence her because of the brother. Has come to you, talk to her as her. Give her, why are you saying this? Do you think that's the right thing? When I'm caning a child, I'll tell her, do you know why I'm beating you? Do you know why I'm spanking you? Because you did this, you did this, it wasn't good. And it's the reason why I'm caning you. And I'm telling you, I'm giving you a punishment. I'm putting you, miracle fears, to be put in a dark room. You put her in a room and you switch off all the lights, you leave her there alone. Says, Mommy, I'm so scared. Why are you putting me? It's a punishment for what you did. You did this and this and this. I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. You'll never do it again? Is it a promise? Yes, I'll never do it again. What, you'll never do it again? I did this and this. So they're able to understand, okay, this annoys mommy. This is a wrong thing. This is not good. When I do something wrong, we apologize. Another thing, when you're raising a child, I tell her, like for her at first, when you raise a voice, you would think you are beating her. You say, why are you crying? Because you beat him. I said, no, let us correct the thing. You are crying, no one beat you, but a voice was raised. So when you have done something wrong, you're supposed to be corrected. Do you know that? And sometimes when you are corrected, a voice is raised because of what you have done. You look at my face, you think mommy is happy? No. Why mommy is not happy? Because you did A, B, C, D. I think when children grow up in such a way, they will also be such adults. Exactly. Because remember, you are raising them for future, not only for today. If someone is raised well, you will find out that will be an adult who is going to be a responsible citizen. To live with. They are going to be responsible husbands, responsible fathers, responsible colleagues at work, because it's all starts. That's what they say, charity begins at home. It all starts at home. As a parent, how do you communicate? That this parent, you are shouting. The minute you just enter the gate, everybody has to run away. They have to go. This one have to find, she's back. Others are going under the carpeting. Others, they are going in their rooms. You just find the sitting room as if there was no one. You touch the TV, the TV.
That it's TV hot. Technique, it's warm.
It's warm, but they've been watching it.
But TV is also supposed to be watched.
Because you have come.
You regulate it.
But
they're supposed to watch
it.
Regulate how
exactly. But because you have come.
But it's the only way you can know that there were some people in the sitting room.
The reason why they are running away, they know know, once you enter the gate, you start from the dogs. You enter the house, you are shouting. So everybody to avoid that, what do? If you have a car, a board or a gate, they just disappear, which is a wrong thing. And most of us, we grew up in such ways when mommy is coming. Is that I remember for us, we used to do with my sisters, mommy is coming, it's the time we have to run to wash dishes.
Yes.
Everybody's now busy to prepare so that she comes when it's well prepared.
Everything is in order.
Set. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, dear women of God. Yeah, as we, dear viewers, as we communicate with our children, let communication be a full chain. Let it be a two-way. Gone are the days when it was only a one-way type of communication, just parent to child communication. What the women of God are explaining is let it be a complete chain. Give them a listening ear. Try to know what they are going through. And even if you have to punish, this is what I'm learning. It's not like our old days. This time around, you have to be explanatory enough. You have to explain yourself. You have to explain to them why they are being punished. Otherwise, you may not like the repercussions. You may not know what she gets out of the punishment. So as we come back, we are coming back with a lot more. I know we still have more in store, but we want to go for a short break. But I just want to remind our dear viewers that we are at Shine Resort. Shine Resort is in Chigo, off Entebbe Road. It's a very beautiful place. It has very beautiful sceneries for your wedding, for your weddings, for your other parties, workshop. It has a workshop halls. It has very well furnished halls for your workshops and a lot more. The numbers are running down on your screen. Just pick up your phone and call them if you need them. Thank you. Welcome back, dear viewers. We are still on Live Connect, and I know you are learning just as we are learning. Yeah, these words are a two-edged sword. As you guys are learning, we are also learning this side. We've been talking about the effective ways of communicating to our children. How best should we communicate to our children? How can we bring them up? Yes, not spoiling them, but also having a good relationship and helping them, to make better adults in the future. I'm still with the women of God. I'm with Mami Cindy, just as you always see her with me, and Mama Florence, and we are back, women of God.
Yes.
I want us to look at, children are in stages. According to what we have zeroed upon in the past session, we have maybe talked more about the infant stages, but there is also communication to these teenagers and adults.
Yes.
For teenagers, it's a bit tricky. An infant may say out whatever she thinks, whatever crosses her mind, whatever she feels like, if she's given space. But for a teenager, it may even be more difficult because she may be thinking about something and not ready to open up. So you have to be maybe a little more tactical as a parent to get something out of her, such that she can be or he can be helped. So this is where we are. Effective communication to our children.
I think one word I also wanted to add when you said that, I remembered. It's very important to know your child. Know the character. I think Mommy talked about their children being different. I really want to reaffirm that, because I find that many times children are generalized. When you know your child, whether they're in teenagehood, and you know their character, if they are going through something, because when they're in the adolescent stage, things change because of puberty, the way they are relating even with you, you become boring a bit to them. And maybe they find their friends are more like they want to hang up with their friends, or even explore new things. You're telling them you can't do that. So it's very important to be close and to build a relationship with your children.
Okay.
But if you know your child, you will sense something has happened, something is off. They were talking before, what is happening? Just check in with them, you know. What is happening? Are you okay? Are we good? How was school? How was your day? Did you find out? Did you find the exams? Because I find that sometimes it could be academic pressure, and these children are also dying to appease you. They have gone to a higher level now because they are teenagers. So they're in secondary school. I copy also now, I have 2 teenagers. You find that even academic stress.
Yes.
They come home, they are leaving early, they are coming back late. They have all these subjects. And you find the child is changing. So it's good to talk to them. Let the lines remain open. When you sense that, ask them, what is happening? The books are too many. Talk to them about how it was for you, you know. Because sometimes you have pressure. You must get A, you have to get this. You have to, every time they have that. But you need to understand what they are struggling with. Like one of my child, there's a subject which they found was a disturbance. And we started even to joke about it. And well, as a family, to give support. Hey, I think we need to answer the questions together. How are you finding it now? Then we'll be like, you know, last time it was this, now it's a higher grade. They're like, bravo, you're doing better, but you need to balance your subjects. So I find that in that stage, it's not only relationships, but even academics stresses them out. But when you remain open, you know what they are dealing with. Then you know you will still be able to guide them. Let them know you need to work hard. But if math is hard for you, mathematics is very hard, what are you going to do about it? However, if you're not open, I found, they will not talk about it. They'll be like, these people just want me to have 80, 90, they don't care about anything.
Mama Florence, I have a very recent example of one of my nieces. Of late, she became so quiet. This is a girl who did her senior 4. We're talking about academic stress.
Yes.
She finished up her senior 4 and she performed so well. But along the way, before she joined senior 5, I think there was some gaps in communication with her parents. Like she wanted a certain combination, but the parents also wanted what they wanted for her. And this is what they, you know, they thought it was better for her. So the girl had to go for the combination, and since then, things have totally changed. She started performing so poorly. A person who was so good right away from childhood education, now she performs so poorly. And on top of the poor performance, she's so quiet. She does not open up. She doesn't disclose. So at a certain point in time, they were like, what's the problem with the girl? Until one day she just burst into a very loud cry before the mom. And the mom
was going through a lot emotionally.
Yes, and mom was like, what's the problem with the girl? The girl just held her so tight and cried. I don't know what next the girl was going to do if she didn't do that. She cried so, you know, intensely and bitterly.
She wanted it to be out.
Yes. Until when the mom had to calm down. The mom is this other tough kind of mother. But now she told me, you know, I had to calm down. I came down and asked her what could be the problem. This is when the girl opened up and told her, Mommy, everything is not working out for me.
I'm failing.
I have failed to please my parents. You are so mad at me. I always bring very poor grades. And just as you take me through, you're telling me how hard you are getting the money. I don't know what to do. I'm stranded. So I think we need to be open.
Imagine at that point, she gets a man that comes in her life. She's feeling like she's failing. She has disappointed her parents. She feels like now the parents are very far away from her. And remember, the greatest need of every human being is to be loved.
Loved, yes.
Psychologically, everybody. So she feels like, now who will love me? Then comes a man and start to show her love. Don't you think at that point a parent can lose a child?
Yes.
You can lose your own daughter and get early pregnancies because you have not given that love, that time and that love. So I would say to parents, before we think of this African tough parenting, which at a certain point is not bad, it is good, but also we need to think about the consequences that can come with it. When we create that big gap, we can lose our children along the way. This happens even to the teenagers, happen even to the adults. So we need to be very careful. I think as a parent, create conducive environment, create time for your children. Even if they have grown up, just give a call. Hello, this man I was talking about before we came for the show, I don't know that I shared in the show, I think before the show, I discovered one thing, and Bishop was talking about it in one of the services. It's so amazing. This man gave birth to so many children. Before he got born again, he had different women, so he gave birth to so many children. But what amazes us when the children were talking about their dad, everybody would testify of one thing: Daddy loved us. To the point you think he loved only her or him, but he was so many. There were so many different mothers, but I don't know how he was doing it. God just gave him the grace. He was able to love all his children. I think as much as children, they are young, teenager and adults, everybody needs to be loved.
Yes.
That should be the first thing. Love your children enough that you can listen to them, you can give them time. Let them know that there's a shoulder to lean on.
Yes.
I can call somebody when I have challenges. I can talk to somebody. Just have a conversation. Sitting down and talk. You're a mother, I understand. There's what you want from your daughter. But can you imagine if you give that time to your daughter and sit down with your daughter and allow her to talk, allow her to, in that you're going to say, okay, my daughter has a challenge on this. I think my daughter there, I need to correct her. Because as much as they are growing, they get different people in their lives, friends, their parents' friends. Maybe they are so welcoming, they visit, they go there. Teachers at school, so they get different ideologies. You can only get that when you have a conversation. Let's talk. Let's have a walk. Let's go for lunch. Sit down there, let's talk. What's going on? How is it? Like she said, asking about academic stress and stuff. They also work stress. There's also marriage stress, relationship stress. She's at the age where she wants to get married, but she has no one to discuss to. Aunties of these days, they are very busy. And you never know with this jealous that is happening now. Some of the aunties, they might not be happy with your child. As much as they are the Sengas, they are aunties. Realistically, they might not be happy. Your children, why are they getting married? Theirs are not getting married. And they can give wrong advices. I mean, leave alone the families that are born again and genuinely born again. Some people are not saved, but still they remain as sengas and aunties. So leaving that work for that responsibility to other people, it will not work. You as a parent, these are your children. Let me tell you, you will never swallow them back. They are already out, they are existing. As much as you are busy, find time, because that is your responsibility. They are your number one responsibility. You are busy, you are doing, you have different things you are doing. In that time, create time
for them.
If there are many, take them one-on-one, one-on-one. And children, when they have grown, they don't want to be handled as a group.
No.
Because they have very different challenges.
They're also different individuals.
Exactly. And when you talk to them, even when they are teenage stage, you don't need to, this one has come, and you share it when on the table. Let them know that with mommy, my issues are confidential. With daddy, my issues are confidential. I can talk to dad, and our things remain the two of us. It's only dad who knows my issues. So as a parent, give that. It is our responsibility. Amazing. Because this son today, who is a teenager today, who is a toddler today, is going to be somebody's husband. Tomorrow. It's going to be somebody's manager or somebody's, it's going to be out there in the world where you live with other people, somebody's son-in-law. You'll be the one going to be embarrassed, because everybody will wonder, who is the father of this son? Who is the father of this boy? Who is the mother of this girl? Because whatever they are seeing you in him or in her. So do your part, knowing that you are preparing them for the world. Even when they have married already and they are going through some challenges and stuff like that, or they just want a fatherly talk, open your arms. Tell them you can come back at any time and we talk. You can call me at midnight and we discuss. Because sometimes they can be challenged. Maybe the wife is behaving somehow, but they don't know who to ask. That if a woman behaves like this, how do I do? How do I handle?
Yes.
If because they are now in another family also. Remember, they are a child, but they married another family.
Yes.
Meaning, say they're also in that family, but they are finding things challenging. My in-laws are saying this, that how do I go about it? If your in-law comes to you and say like this, there are also those ones who are so close. Maybe you marry a woman and she's very close to her family, and you are feeling like as a husband, she's very far away from you, but you want to deal with that issue, and you need some wisdom from maybe your father, from your mother. Mommy, when a wife behaves like this, how do I handle? When my in-laws, all of them now, they're in my house, it's such a small room, in a two-roomed house. There are people who are not sensitive enough. It's a two-roomed house. They say her daughter is in Kampala, and all of them, they come to come by your house.
Center. She's our center point.
Our center point. We are looking for a job. Go to your sister. You are going to join university. Go to your sister. You are going to go and I got a new job. Go to your sister. They know a company. Come in your house. Now you don't know how to handle. You are just a young man, married. You don't know how to handle. And you find yourself in such a situation. Where do you think this young man would run to first? Definitely would have been dad. Definitely would have been the mother.
Yes.
Mommy, how do you give me an advice? This is where I am. I don't want to sound as if to my in-laws I'm rude. How can I communicate to my wife?
Mommy,
so
but
that things
if that
are handled?
thing did not start at an infant age,
exactly.
there is no way it can
just
start when this person has become an adult.
That's why we are saying it is very important. As young as they are, may they grow up with that confidence that I can talk to mom at any time, I can talk to dad at any time. She can be a girl and she's married and she's finding it hard in her in-laws, and she needs to know, how do you handle, how do I answer? Because the way that you raised me this way, but you know, families are different. You can raise your children knowing that they can talk to you anytime, they can sit on your laps, they can play with you, but she might go in a family where it's and
mommy, you see, because of that lack of friendship that you're saying, that's why you find that people can't even confide in their own family members. You can't speak to your parent about something because it has not been built. So people, you find that they go to the wrong people. Yet, your parent means well for you. They will always mean well for you. But as you said, because it has not been built,
so we should
feel
start
like,
as early as when they are
how can I
young.
open up about my issue?
How can I talk out to dad about my relationship?
How can I? So because it wasn't built. And the other thing I wanted to add are words of affirmation. I think it's very important that as we raise children, we raise them with words of affirmation as we communicate with them. Words of compliment. That is why even you find adults, people are emotional. I don't want to say emotionless, so they feel like they don't care when someone has done good. But when you raise your children, I find it boosts their esteem and makes them happy where they have done well. Don't just say, Mommy, today, this time I'm studying so much to pass mathematics, or I'm being smart in the class today, or in the church I'm trying to lead the choir. Don't take your children for granted. Give them affirmation. Yes, even if they have washed dishes, yes. Whatever they have done well, tell them thank you. They have brought a cup of tea, tell them thank you. I find that some of these things parents take for granted, like you're supposed to do it. But affirm your children.
Affirm your child. Someone.
Yes, when they are getting out and they are smart, tell them you are smart, you look good. This thing builds esteem in them. You are good, I have faith in you.
Pastor Flores,
I have confidence in you. It's very important.
The examples have not been set. So I would say the parents of this generation, please, parenting is a lesson. Go and learn it. Go to do some research, read books. Because otherwise we can keep on singing the song that, well, I didn't see that example. So you can only give what you have. It's very true. You can only give what you have. So because you don't have it, go and learn it. Go and read. People don't want to read books. You only want to do things, but you don't know how to do it. Because honestly, when you look at it, most people are very ignorant about parenting. They think parenting is all about shouting. Parenting is all about do what I want, do it this way. But beating, we even beat the head that is supposed to think. And we say we are parenting. the head we're supposed to think, to strategize, is what we beat.
Wrong.
It's very wrong. So when you do not know, please go and do research. There is so much information online.
And mommy, as believers, we should be different. I feel that I'm convinced that when you have the light of God in you, it should shed differently in our lives. That is why I feel that, like what mommy was saying, we should not give an excuse. If your parents' marriage didn't work, let yours work. You know Jesus. Yeah, he has brought the light in your life. Oh, you have gone to school. You know better. So I feel that we can no longer give that excuse every time. But you can choose to be a better parent and affirm your child and tell them you love them. Mommy hinted on love, and I really wanted to talk on that as well to add. Let our children know that we love them.
Yeah.
You know why many times our children feel like, when I hang out with my group, I feel okay? Because they feel affirmed. They feel celebrated. They feel comfortable in that group. Let your child know, hug them. In the morning, hug them. Let them know you love them. Give them hugs.
Tell them they're beautiful.
Just tell them you're beautiful, you're great. One thing, I love my dad because most of us are girls. But he raised us telling us you can be whatever you want to be. And I have faith in you. You can fly, you can be whatever you want to be. So that one really made us like have that dream every time. Daddy said I can do it. I can, you know, it was really, he really provided a very good image for us for the future and like how we should view men. But I think that's very important for children to feel loved. Because when you're in an environment where you feel loved, love your children. Don't just talk about it, demonstrate it.
Exactly.
Actually, Mama Florence, I think at that point, it is, I want you to throw more light on what happens because there are so many dangers that have come up or like consequences that have come up for children feeling not loved.
Yes.
Feeling like they are not taken serious.
And giving them things,
they are not valued.
Giving them things or phones does not take the place
That's
of love.
the point I wanted to raise. That
because yes, sometimes we feel like, oh, I'm not there, but I gave you an iPhone. I gave you. That is not what children need.
Most parents they think when I take you to school, pay your school fees, buy you a gift, give you food, a shelter. Daddy or mom, that is your responsibility. That is not love. If you can't even do it even for people who are not your children.
And you sometimes it's not among their needs.
Exactly.
It's not what they need, by the way.
Exactly.
They need to feel loved because
that
even as they grow, the
attachment.
Mommy gave the example, that girl who may feel like this man is coming in. I mean, when your child knows they are loved, you hug them, you tell them, baby, even if it is hard, even if you're failing, I'm with you on this. I don't love you less. You are my child.
And I want you to understand, anytime you can talk to me, I am available for you.
And let's walk the journey together.
The first love a child must know must be a parent's love. The first kiss might be a peck, should come from a parent. Because especially when the young girls, when the girl gets that from somebody else, should think this person loves me more than my parents.
Of course.
This person loves me. Can you imagine he gives me a hug? Can you imagine tells me that I'm good? Can you imagine tells me I have good legs? I have good eyes? You can do it as a father. The first hug should come from you as a father. Tell your daughter, you are beautiful. I love you so much. You are so beautiful. You can do it. I love you. Everything about you is good. And I want you to do this and this and this. That one gives them confidence that even when a man comes and says to a girl, I love you, she knows my dad already told me that he loves me. It's not a new thing.
There is some show which I normally see on TikTok, and these young girls, they say, has anybody told you you're so beautiful? Yeah, my dad told me so.
Yeah, my dad told me so.
I used to say that.
Tell your daughter you are beautiful.
It's nice.
Tell your son you are handsome.
I don't know why parents shy away from these things. I mean, like, somehow they feel they make you feel too good. It's okay.
It's okay to feel too good.
I think we need to embrace this culture. Your child is smart, you know. They dress up, they come around. You have you seen when you go in church, you tell them like, man, you look good. Okay, for me, our boys, you know, you're smart, man.
Exactly.
That shirt, you've killed it. You know, let them feel like you dress to be smart. And it boosts their
esteem.
If they
even
do something
they walk with confidence. Because they have already been complimented.
And
they have already know that they
Mommy
are doing
talked about
well.
when they have failed. Even when they have failed.
Yes.
You know, sometimes they are trying to learn a skill.
Yes.
And they are not so good at it. Mommy, do you think I am? Don't just brush it over and say, oh, you are so good. Tell them, I think you can do it better if you
Yes,
add
next
this.
time, yes.
You know, the way you package it.
Exactly.
But if you say, you think you can also do that, you have killed your child.
And tell them,
you know, it's not okay.
There's this book I was reading, and the girl was struggling. The mother was like, you have to pass more than anybody else. So I was reading that book. So this girl, actually, for her, she knew that she's the only one who's supposed to do it. So every time she would pass, she was so genius in mathematics. She was passing. At one point, the girl came in her school and was doing better than her. The girl developed depression. The girl was hating school and stuff like that, and she was like, no, how can my mom tells me it's only me? It took a teacher who sat her down that this is life. Life is like that. It doesn't mean that you have failed, but in life you can even meet people who are better than you. But doesn't mean that for you are doing nothing. So we find that sometimes children face those things at work, at school, and they are challenged somehow. Maybe the compliments we have been giving them made them to think they are superior. We need to prepare children for the world. Sometimes we just prepare them for the house and think the whole world is ending here, not knowing that they will marry, they will work, they will travel, they will be challenged in different areas. We need to raise our children knowing that the world is challenging. I love my mother because my mother was this woman, very tough, but this is a woman who raised us knowing that at some point I will not be in your life. At some point you're going to be an adult. You are going to be independent. You're going to make decisions. You're going to get married. You're going to do this. So she prepared us for the world. That as much as I love you as a mother, I am not guaranteed that I'm going to live for the rest of my life. And truth be told, she's no more anymore.
Of course. Yeah.
She's gone. But I'm still living and I'm managing the world. Why? There was someone who did that work to prepare that you're going to be challenged. Some people will not agree with what you think is right. People will oppose you. Others even will abuse you. This is the world we are going to be. So I want you to be strong. I know that you're going to face the world. One thing, believe in yourself. Know that you are the best. But if you fail, don't kill yourself. It's not the end of the world. Keep on trying. You can do better today. Tomorrow you can go down. And she used to tell us that today you might have bread. Tomorrow you might not have. Learn to survive in that situation. When things are hard, tell yourself they are hard today, but tomorrow they're going to be better. So she gave us that, and I remember asking myself at a certain point, she's no more. I have finished studies. I'm planning to get married. I had so many questions to ask, but the voice of my mother kept on coming. One day I'm not going to be there with you. You need to know that life is challenging, but there is God. And I remember saying that when you come to a point where you don't understand anything, make God your friend. Talk to God. Tell God, I don't understand. How can I come out of this? So we need to raise our children in such a way that even when they have grown up, they face the world, their challenges, you will make it, my son. It's going to be good. It's going to be well. There are challenges at work, don't worry. You will make it. It's going to be right. Let's not leave them in a place where they don't know where to go to, where they will start to run away to ask from different people, and they can end up in wrong hands, which is not right. As I'm closing, because I know time has gone, I don't know whether you followed that story. I think last year but one, there was an issue about homosexuality that was too much in Kenya, where a woman lost her son. This is how she lost her son. The son started changing, but because maybe she regrets when she shares to parents that I think my regret is I didn't give my son enough time or environment for him to open up to me. This son was going through a lot at school, but he didn't have anybody to talk to. So he was this person who just come back and close himself in the room. A lot had changed in his life. Like she said that when they are growing up, the things begin to change. So he was already being abused at school, but at this point he had no one to talk to. And he thinks, if I share, how would mommy say? How would my people say? So even if we would say food, he was not now having that time of family. He was just isolating himself. And already that one was an indication he was going through a lot. By the time they discovered, the boy committed suicide. That he could not share with anybody. He was struggling, he was sick. because he was simply abused. Parents, we can avoid this when we make our children our friends. It doesn't matter at which age. Let children know that dad is my friend, mommy is my friend. I can talk to dad, I can talk to mom, I can open up what I'm going through without mommy judging me, without daddy judging me. Children are going through a lot that they are struggling and they don't know where to get help from. Let the be home be the first place where they get help from. That even me, when I'm bathing my daughter, I tell her, if anyone touches you, you should tell me. Nobody should touch you. In this part, in this part, in this part, I tell them. To the extent that one time, blessing, they were showering and she was about 4 to 5 years. And the aunt was showering and she was like, no, you don't touch me here. It's only mom who's supposed to touch. I had to sit her down. This is auntie. Auntie's like mommy, but she didn't go to this extent. Please let me know. So children need to know that at a certain point, there's where I run to. This is not right. Even in school, you tell them that there is a touch which is allowed, there's a touch which is not allowed. If a boy comes and touches at you, report. So children need to know that there's a place
Bad
where
touches.
I can report. There are bad touches that are not acceptable. There are bad talk. There's a bad talk. They are talking to you, they are talking about your private part. Report immediately. So we need to create that environment. All our children, despite their age, they should know that we are the first people they can run to. But we create it as young when they are young, so that they grow up knowing I have that person in my life.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mami Cindy. You've said it all, women of God.
Amen.
Mama Florence,
Thank God.
a statement
Yeah,
before we close?
As mothers, I know this topic is very passionate and we live this every day. I want to encourage parents, create rapport, create time for your children, demonstrate that you love them and be present in their lives. In the seasons when they are happy and they are sad, walk the journeys with them. And let them know, like Mami was saying, that life is not a straight path. Life gives us sadness and
Ups and
happiness, and they must be prepared for all. Yeah, so with God on our side, lastly, let's commit them to God. Let's pray with our children. Let's pray with and for our children. Because when we pray with them, they will learn also to pray with others. They will also learn the culture
Pray
that
even
there is
themselves.
someone above their God who is above all of us, that they need to know. They need to know the God of their parents and discover this God on their own. It's very important, because at the end of the day, God is still above us and He knows them better.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Thank you so much with those beautiful words that I've heard from you, ladies. I cannot add much. I just want to thank our dear viewers for watching us for the whole hour and above. Yeah, thank you for always watching Life Connect. Thank you. I know we are learning. I know we are saving a child or two there. Parents, we are learning. Children, continue being good. With God, all things are possible. Eva Sewal is my name. Program Life Connect. Catch up next time.